Good evening. What's poppin'? It's your boy Big Rich. Before we even get into business, let's take care of the ritual. You know what I'm saying? I need you to light up whatever you got right now. I got some blue diamonds mixed with a little bit of fucking chemo. Nice. No resin today. I'm already tired as it is, but you know what I'm saying? We have a little ritual where we like to, in Queens, we like to bless the atmosphere with some smoke. So for those of you that partake in the ritual, of how I like to say the jiruts. I just taught you a new word. We used to say jiruts to each other around our parents so they wouldn't know what we were talking about. So they're like, yo, I'm going to meet you in the park. And I would be like, yo, you got the jiruts? And he goes, yo, I got the jiruts. And meanwhile, your parents, we didn't know. They didn't know that we were talking about some trees, right? So anyway, let's get down to business. Now, we all know the case has started against Chris Londonio, Terrence Caldwell, Stephen Crea, and Matthew Madonna. The trial started Monday in White Plains. We know this. But before the trial started, Londonio and his lawyer filed some papers in regards to allegations that there's a Lucchese blood alliance that was peddling prison contraband. On the words of a snitch, disgracia. The jailhouse snitch said attorney Charlie Carnisi, a well respected mob lawyer, provided reputed Lucchese wise guy Landano with confirmation about certain commissary account deposits and tracking numbers for Western Union payments that were tied to the sales of synthetic marijuana and cigarettes at the MDC. The informant also alleged that Landano, who was Carnesi's client at the time, confessed to peddling the contraband with members of the Bloods gang while they were locked up in MDC, according to the White Plains federal court filing, which outlines activities that allegedly occurred in 2017 at the MDC in Brooklyn. The snitch making the allegations is twice convicted bank robber David Evangelista, who is referred to in court filings as CW3. Evangelista, 44, was awaiting sentencing for robbing two banks in November 2016, days following his escape from a Bronx halfway house. When he escaped the halfway house, Evangelista had been finishing up a stint of more than 12 years for robbing two banks in October of 2005. Londonio's co-defendants are former acting boss Matty Madonna, underboss Stevie Wonder Crea Sr., and associate Terrence Caldwell. All four have been charged with the 2013 Meldish murder in the Bronx, plus various other crimes, including attempted murder, loan sharking, extortion, drug dealing, labor racketeering, and illegal gambling, and are slated to go to trial on October 2. Stevie Jr. Crea also implicated in the murder but copped to a plea of various other charges that called for a 13-year sentence. Crea refused a deal that would have sent him away for 10 because it required him to cop to the Meldish homicide. Carnesi, who died of pancreatic cancer on February 27th at age 69, represented John Jr. Gotti in three successive trials, each of which ended in hung juries, including the last one in 2009, after which federal prosecutors threw in the towel against the mafia scion. Numerous law enforcement and courthouse sources have dismissed allegations against Carnesi as pure nonsense. Little to nothing has been said regarding the veracity of Evangelista's other claims about the blood Lucchese ring. Londonio previously noted in court papers that Evangelista, the informant, has a long documented history of mental health and medical issues that include purposely ingesting both a razor and a metal screw. Evangelista also was put on suicide watch around the time he posed the allegations about Carnesi in August 2017 after attempting suicide. The Lucchese family has a history of working with Bloods. In January 2016, Garden State law enforcement authorities announced multi-year prison sentences for a slew of Lucchese wise guys, including Madonna and other members of the Lucchese family. Arrested and charged in 2007, they pled guilty in 2015 to racketeering charges related to Operation Heat, which centered on a New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice probe into a $2.5 billion international criminal gambling racket. The Operation Heat investigation also uncovered a scheme involving a former New Jersey corrections officer and a high-ranking member of the Nine Trade Gangsters, a street gang affiliated with Blood Street gangs. The two had entered into an alliance with the Lucchese crime family to smuggle drugs and prepaid cell phones into East Jersey State Prison. The ring involved former corrections officer Michael T. Bruton, Edwin Spears, a five-star general in the Nine Trade Gangsters, and Joseph Pema and another Lucchese crime family defendant now deceased. The allegation allegedly extended beyond smuggling, authorities said. In one instance, Joseph Perna sought assistance from Spears to stop an individual associated with the Bloods from extorting money with a man with ties to the Lucchese family, authorities stated. It's not just the Lucchese family. Federal prosecutors in June alleged that Anthony Zatola Sr. plotted with Blood gang members to kill his father, Skrasiad, a longtime Bonanno associate, as part of a long simmering effort to assume control of the family business. We covered that story. According to New Jersey's former head of the gang unit in the United States Attorney's Office, such agreements between gangsters and gangstas are confounding as cultural differences between two groups would appear to preclude them. Mafia crews shun the spotlight, while gangs like the Bloods and Crips are proud to show their gang affiliation, taunting law enforcement and the public with raw display of power and wealth. No self-respecting mobster would want anything to do with the Bloods or Crips because those gangs are an antithesis of the mafia, he said. The mob is concerned with making money over the long haul, trying to appear respectable, but the Bloods are concerned with projecting their status. So they're all, I'm going to shoot up the block and wear a red bandana. Yet Mark Agnifilio, the former head of the gang unit, added that while prosecuting organized crime and street gang cases between 1998 and 2003, he frequently heard members of the Blood speak of mafia members and customs with admiration. The Blood guys love mobsters because they're the old school gangsters, he said. A lot of my mafia informants in prison, the Scrazia, would complain that they couldn't get away from the Bloods always following them and fawning over them. So salute to Shattered for getting me the article. This was from last week, but we had to put it up anyway, right? Because the case is right now is ongoing and current. So let's see what happens in the future. Again, salute. Thank you for listening. Like, like, like. I can't stress it enough. Like the goddamn videos. Everybody have a great evening. Salute.